Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Just a very quick update on what's been going on. I've got a couple of batches fermenting away at this present time. I've got the second of my Peppercorn rye ales. Seems to be going quite well, and I've also got a modern US porter. I've never brewed a porter before, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I've brewed a couple of stouts, they went okay. But porter is a style that I've only drunk commercial beers of, and what I've tried, they're really nice. So always good to expand your knowledge and everything. So it's a modern US porter, base malt Munich, caramel malt, pale chocolate malt, and black malt. Just a couple of hop additions: Cascade, US Cascade, and Safel US 05. So quite a relatively basic modern US porter, but yeah, looking forward to seeing how that one turns out. And I've got one demijohn free, so I've got a number of options of things that I'm looking to brew. I've got another Belgian strong ale that I'd like to brew, and I've got a number of recipes lined up that I want to try out, so it's just a question of finding some time to do that. So in terms of what I've been brewing, seems to have resolved all the issues that I've had around not hitting my numbers during the actual conversion, generating the wort. So that's pretty good. The only thing I've got a new issue. I guess we all get them from time to time. Just because I'm sort of finding I've had a little bit more time than normal, and because I've been brewing a bit more frequently, I think I've just been a bit daft, really, a bit stupid, and a bit unfortunate in that after I've been bottled all my beers, I've been putting them out to the garage and not really given any consideration whatsoever as to the temperature for conditioning, for aging. I guess I've just been lucky in the past that I've never really had a batch that hasn't carbed up in the bottle. Obviously, with the weather that we've had recently, it's been so cold, and I've only just tried two of my batches that I've made this year, and they've been near flat. They've been really, a couple of them just been really disappointed. I was going to do some beer reviews on them. I'm not going to bother, just because the aroma, you don't quite get the aroma, because with the carbonation, it doesn't produce the same amount of aroma, and you don't get the same sort of sensation with the carbonation on your tongue and the mouthfeel and everything. So I'm going to drink them. Obviously, they're nice, but without carbonation, or with very little carbonation, it really detracts from the beer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebrew them, the ones that aren't carved up now. I don't know how many batches this affects. I'm really hoping it's not the majority of them, but the weather's been so cold of late, extreme, and been like that for a reasonably prolonged period of time, that I'm just a bit scared that it's affected quite a lot of them. But anyway, I'm still going to drink them. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to do beer reviews on them. I'm going to rebrew them just to do them justice. So if any of you other guys have any experience of, conditioning temperatures, that would be much appreciated if you could leave a comment or drop me a message or something. Like I said, I might have just been lucky that any batch that I've brewed, that I've bottled, I've just more or less sticks, unless it's been a kit and it specifically says, to condition for, 2 days or 5 days or whatever, at room temperature or in a cool place. I pretty much, I brew a bottle and then I stick it out to the garage, and I've never had an issue to date, pretty much with anything carbon up. So the only thing I can think of is it's the temperature, unless I'm wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, I really would appreciate if you left some feedback for me as to what you think the reasons might be. The beers themselves aren't off, there's no off flavours or anything like that. It's just purely lacks carbonation. So the only thing I can think of is if I've just not given it a second thought, put them out to the garage, and the extreme temperatures have just killed the yeast off, or at least the yeast is hibernated and it just isn't active anymore. And I've been left with a flat beer. I don't think, well, again, if you can reinvigorate a flat beer, or somehow make it carb up from bottle, bit of long straw, I don't think so, but if any of you have any experience of this, please let me know. So what I'm now going to do, until at least we get into spring, where the temperatures are going to be a bit warmer, any batch, 1 gallon all grain batch that I'm going to brew, I'm just going to say leave in the house bottled for, I don't know, again, if you've got any suggestions as to time, but I was thinking anywhere between 3 and 7 days might be enough time to get a decent level of carbonation, and then maybe put out to my garage. If you think that's too long or too short, please let me know. That'd be much appreciated. So that's kind of really put a bit of a downer on what so far I've done quite a number of all grain batches this year so far. Yeah, I'm just a bit peed off, to be honest. That I don't know how many batches it's going to affect, but time will tell. I'm just going to drink a batch of flat beer that I've brewed and then move on to the next one. I just thought I'd do it in a sequential order, and then I will have a better idea maybe in the next week or two as to how many batches it's affected. I know it's at least affected probably three of the batches that I've done, so it's like, I don't know, best part of 24 bottles or something, but yeah, time will tell. So that's pretty much it for me as an update. Like I said, 2 batches on the go, fermenting away, number of batches conditioning in the garage, or not, as the case may be. And I've got quite a few recipes lined up, just need to get the time to stick another brew on. And the other thing, I guess, that I'm a little bit hacked off about is that my bag that I brew in, just when I was beginning to wash it the other day, don't know whether you can see that or not, has a hole in it. So that's not really good. So I'm just about to place an order for another one. Now, you can probably see from the level that's going to be above where pretty much most of my grains are going to be. So I think I'll probably get away with still using it, but I don't quite know for how long. Obviously, it's just only going to get bigger, that hole, and at some point it's going to rip or whatever. So with the weight and sparge and the washing and everything. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. But anyway, I'll have to order another one. That'll be back to normal. So I think that's pretty much it. Hope everyone else is doing well. Just non-brewing related news, just very briefly. My partner's been in hospital for almost 5 weeks now, and just started receiving a new set of treatment last week. As I said previously, this treatment, comes with its own risk, but touch wood, there's some early signs that there's some sort of a lot of positive results, or a lot of positive signs that it's really beginning to work compared to previous treatments. So really, really, really hoping in the next couple of weeks, week or two, that potentially Mum might be allowed home for the odd day here and there, and then eventually building up to being home permanently. So fingers crossed, really keep everyone fingers crossed that she continues to get well and the treatments go well. So thanks very much, that's pretty much it, and see you till next time.